Wow. Jocko's not in here. There you go. Why is it so big? That's what she said, right?
Like, ain't the first time I heard that. First time for you.
Is it the first time? Nah, I've heard it before. Just in a different. Just referring to something different. Like, sushi. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Yoda's Watch Along. Shout out to Xavier, Harith, Craig, and VG Sui, or Vukuk. How are y'all doing this fine Tuesday?
Also, VGC, how is the how's everything going for Rebel ScumCon? Rebel ScumCon. I'm talking with the wife, and maybe we might be able to make it over there. We'll see. We'll have to see how a few things play out. But I've been seeing how it's like developing, and yeah, looks cool.
Are you unaware of the Freudian slip? Just now?
I know what you heard. I actually didn't slip, but
What do you think I heard?
I mean, my slip was I said com instead of con. That was my slip, but I feel like you heard a different spacing between Rebel and Scum.
Yeah. I thought the com was the cum. Damn, we back into the Skeleton Crew watch along era. Oh shoot, is that why it was? Okay, 1 second.
Hey, blast from the past, man. I wish I could go back
There it is.
to then.
There we go. We're in the right scene this time. Thanks for
Simpler times. Simpler times.
Thanks for that catch, Harith. I'm really enjoying this chair. I miss rockbacks. I swear to God, like that the respawn where you just lock it and it just goes with that zero rockage.
Oh yeah. That's funny because I actually just locked it for the first time for this for this stream. But
I feel like I need it, especially when we do reactions to TV shows. Sometimes I can go like this, but other times I'm like, yeah, okay, look at that. Battling a common cold over spring break, but I've been diving into Jason Aaron's Thor, almost done with the God Butcher storyline. Right.
okay, who's saying that? Where's the chat? It's so good, man. Yeah. I really just like Jason Aaron. That whole run beginning with the mystery of Jane Foster Thor. Like, I remember when everyone was trying to figure out who's Thor, who's this lady Thor, what's going on. And then we get that reveal. And by the way, the way they played that too was just so much better than they tried to do in the film. But the whole concept of, as Guardians are immune to radiation. So by transforming, she ends up purging all the chemotherapy out of her body. So in order to save people, she's actually killing herself. But it makes her feel better until she transforms back, and then she's dying faster. It's it was a great run.
Sounds tragic.
Yeah, and then you have unworthy Thor, who's riding around with his goat chariot, and he's doing his thing, and then this whole thing leads. I mean, hopefully, Harith, you are reading this so that you can go into the Venom run from Donny Cates, because he piggybacks a lot off of that Jason Aaron run. It's great.
Also, guys, deploy the likes. I appreciate all the lurks. I appreciate all the stop bys, or the drive bys, but don't forget to give us your toast. Your toast. Don't forget to give us your dose of patronage
Of Rebel Scum.
Also, the way you were doing that, it reminded me of the Joe Coy bit about Vietnamese accents. Hey, do what you say to me, do what. It just sounds like they're speeding by. Speaking of which, have you guys had Faux Duck Bit recently?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I will say at one time a Vietnamese lady yelled something next to my ear, and it knocked out my equilibrium, and I almost fell down. That's not a joke or an exaggeration. I'm not trying to be mean.
Yeah, you are.
She yelled something at her kid, and then my body was like,
You did the leap back.
I've only experienced that once before, and it was when we were when I was playing music, and we tried using monitors, and then my lead singer, there was like a specific note that he would hit, and he would hit it really long and like hold it, and like I don't know how our EQ was set, but the mids were too high or something like that, because that note, maybe just one thing was turned up, because that one note would be like, and I'd almost fall off the drum set. So I swear she hit that note really loud, but the way Vietnamese accent is, it's like a round sound bubble that like hits you in a different way. You know what I mean? Like it's like a slap. You know what I mean? It's not.
There's certainly science behind it, because I did watch a couple of like videos on sound frequencies, and there are people that like can vomit if the right frequency is played.
Yeah.
Like I've seen examples of people going, and then like the person's like, it's like, oh my god, that's a horror. I would. That.
What if you were a superhero and that was your only power, is you could make people vomit?
Then it would only affect a certain number of people. It's like different frequencies for different people. No, but Pho Duck Bit is well, I said it wrong, but Pho Duck Bit it just means house special pho.
Okay. Yeah, I normally do go with the house special, because normally the number one or number two are house special combos, with tendon in them, and then you get the
no tendon
meatballs, and
no
then
tendon. I hate
tendon.
I swear to God.
Get you some tripe up in there.
I hate tripe too. I'm not Asian. I'm like, can I get pho Big Mac? Pho Big Mac? What's up, Lightspeed Jacob? Hey, Chaco and Dyad need to catch up on Born Again. Loving it so far. Appreciate you stopping by.
Nice.
Nice to
see you. Nice to hear from you.
Is this the last episode? Is it 8 episodes, or is it 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20? You know those people who's like, well, how many bacon did I eat? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How much? Craig says, so Chuck will be like, I don't know what you heard. I know what you're hearing. Listen, as he's about to pull off a X gonna give it to you moment.
Man, I wish I thought of that.
Should be 8 and 9. Is it 2 episodes tonight? Or 9 is the final?
I thought it was more than 9 episodes, though. I could have sworn it was like 12 episodes. Am I crazy? I'm probably crazy. I'll have to look it up. I've actually never played any of the Resident Evil games, but I did watch people play with that mod, where whenever Mr. X shows up, you hear the X go and give it to you.
I forget which mod I played with. It had something. No, you know what? There was an actual mod where they did the Reaper sound, bust through the wall. VGC says
When you said Reaper, I initially thought of of Overwatch. Die. Like, that's funny.
VGC says in 1 week, are we doing all 3 Andor episodes? I think that's gonna be. I think they're going to be long episodes, but even if they were 30 minutes each, I think that's pushing it for a reaction stream. To be completely honest,
Agreed.
I think what we're going to try to do is record reactions, though, but it'll probably be offline for you guys because, like, 3 episode arcs are pretty difficult. We'll see. I don't know. They really threw a wrench in there, you know, in terms of like logistics for people who do reactions.
That's funny because they know it too. They talked about it, you know, on the stream. They're like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, we're making it hard for you guys, you know, who do those, especially people like, you know, new rock stars who do breakdowns of all the Easter eggs and everything." Yeah, curious how it'll go.
What up, Cal?
Fashionably late.
Nice.
Just got done doing a duo day with a viewer. Played some League of Legends. And you know what? It did pretty well.
Very nice.
Being so new to it. Jumping into a game that has 170 freaking characters in it.
Jeez. 1 second. I legit watched 6 episodes in one night with a friend. Completely changed his views on Star Wars because he was a casual who believed the chuds on Twitter. Now he is open to Acolyte, so I'm hoping to get that done before Andor. Right on. Yeah, I mean, I think. Well, considering they're going to be 3 episode spurts for Andor, I think Choco, it would be a lot easier to do that offline. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I got an idea on how we can do it already as well. That might make it easier for everyone.
Who's all going to be a part of that one?
Who knows?
I mean,
You're
you're more than
our
welcome
resident.
to be part of it.
You're our
if that's what
resident.
you're asking.
Hello there.
Well,
love
hey.
You would be honored.
Twist my arm. I mean, you guys know it's one of my favorite series in Star Wars, so.
I think I established this at the beginning of our Daredevil Born Again Yoda Watch party streams that you were a senior correspondent or senior
I watch
contributor.
stuff.
So yeah, you're more than welcome to join in on those offline recordings. The reason being offline is that it's technically and implied, or at least assumed to be a 3-hour window, right? And
Hello there.
this is something that we have to kind of gauge our availability around, rather than start a stream at 5:30 and just kind of watch an episode. So.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it's not. I mean, see this. Jeez, they did think this out, didn't they? I'm hoping it's not a 3-hour thing, but I also want the episodes to be long enough for them to tell their stories. Oh,
Yeah.
Content creation. Why? Hey, dudes. Says fried noodles.
Logan.
Cal, did you jump into Devil May Cry anime?
Not yet. I'm still grinding that One Piece right now. While
No
I'm
worries.
enjoying watching it. But you're not the
I
only
gotta
person who's
say,
told me to watch it, so it's
you gotta pace yourself with One Piece though. Like if you're planning to watch 1,000 episodes straight, you're gonna miss everything else.
it's true. No, but like I did take a break to watch. What did I watch? I mean, we watched Inu-Oh twice, or I did, anyways. So took a break for that.
We watched Suzume.
Such a good movie, though. Yes. Thank you.
Also, it seems like there's some bangers dropping this season in terms of anime. So
Yeah, we're getting more Kaiju number 8 confirmed. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be necessarily this season.
that's coming out in July. Yeah.
No. Soonish.
Andor average was about 40 minutes. And that's not so bad, but you know, it's still quite the hefty time window to sit down to record some content for. I want to watch DMC. Is it good? I'm enjoying it so far. As someone who's followed the series, I haven't played 5, but I've played every other game.
What was your favorite?
The first one.
Really?
Yes. Well,
As someone who hasn't played it at all, I loved it. So like I don't have any they didn't portray this character right or anything like that. I'm just enjoying the ride of feeling like a 14-year-old edgelord in the best way possible. It's wonderful.
So I don't think there's any instances of them getting characters wrong. They changed a little bit of Lady's or Mary's origin story and her father. Well, no, the origin story is beat for beat with her family and her father, but her being a dark comm agent is different because in the first game she's just acting alone. She's basically like a rogue person. Not to get into spoilers, but I'm on like episode 7.
Okay, so you have like 2 more, yeah.
But I don't see anything far like deviating from the actual lore. The reason the first one for these types of games always do it for me because it's the establishing shot of lore. And when we get to Kyrie and Nero, it started getting very, very convoluted, and it was one of those things where it was expansion in service of longevity versus expansion in service of story.
Yeah. How can we milk this for as long as possible?
Yeah.
Now, are there many games where you get to play throughout the game as Virgil?
No.
Damn it.
You can play as Virgil in Marvel vs. Capcom, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah. I think he's playable in one of the games. I can't remember what, but it's not for a huge amount of it.
Yeah, I think he's playable in 5, in the new one.
Yeah.
The newest one. But
Hot take? I think 4 is the best, personally. I think that's a hot take. I don't think many people like it. I really enjoyed it. But
I was just like, cool guy, katana, lightning and stuff. I'm
in. I really like Nero a lot. And I like his sword, how he like straight up revs it up, which is really sick. He's got a giant hand cannon.
Double bringer. But yeah, I mean, if you've played all of it, Cal, there's really no spoilers because the first season is the events of 1.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
At least as far as I've watched, it's dealing with the
I watched the other Netflix one, or not Netflix one, but the other Devil May Cry one. Yeah.
Not a lot of people have. I didn't. Back then, adaptations weren't as spicy as they are today.
It's true.
Okay, the episode drops, so we'll start that in a bit. But yeah, like just the first season is about him figuring out that he's the son of Sparta and they're chasing the amulets. So
Makes sense.
I think it's interesting to cover the first game in the anime because then it kind of creates this entry point for people that. I mean, Chaco. I mean. You'd be surprised to go into the first game and play it and see how you think of it coming from a anime first perspective and then playing the game and see how it all kind of matches up from that angle, you know?
Not opposed to it. We'll have to see how well the first game has aged because there are certain lengths of time I can't go back to.
People complain online, but I think the changes to match the newer games are fine. Again, I don't think there's way too many changes. I mean, the best I can do is that they gave Mary armor, and people are probably complaining because she's not as skimpy.
VGC, I love that your friend changed his view on Star Wars because it's the casuals who believe the chuds who are. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was like, he started talking about Thrawn, and they got Thrawn all wrong and all this stuff, and I was like, okay, so you read the Thrawn trilogy? And he's like, well, no. I was like, so you're complaining about the accuracy from a book you haven't read?
Mm-hmm.
Well, other people said so. You were told not to like it for reasons. I was like, what did you expect him to act like? Well, I don't know. It's like, then why are you? It's so weird. I don't know.
That's largely our experience for people who are complaining about shit, you know?
I gotta say, the turquoise magenta looking real good.
Yeah, I'm trying to mix it up. Trying to up my game. Up my hat game, too.
Turgenta?
Your hat game's already amazing. What do you mean up it?
Oh, I can now go much longer before I repeat.
Hell yeah!
I just want to call the right side of your background magento, because so many people misspell or autocorrect Magneto for Magento. And it's always funny in conversation. Who's your favorite X-Men? Magento? I'm like,
Fear Magento.
even in that voice, it sounds hilarious. Are you guys watching anything new for this anime season? There's like nothing good in spring, but so much good stuff in summer. Well, there's a lot of good anime recently.
Honestly, there's too much.
Solo Leveling.
I still need to see season 2. Delicious in Dungeon, delightful.
I still have to finish that.
That's a good one.
There is Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Elite Four. There's Apothecary Diaries.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot, actually.
Truly.
I actually just watched the first episode of one called, oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember what it's called. But it was shot in a very unique style that was part computerized, and but yeah, it's like a world where you have powers if the general public believes you do, and it's their faith in you that gives you powers, and like that was fire. Lazarus just dropped. Go ahead.
Did you ever see Neil Gaiman's Old Gods?
No.
That's kind of like how that system works. Is like all of the old gods that people used to believe in have lost their power because no one believes in them anymore. So like now it's just like they have day jobs and stuff like that. They still have like some power, but like they're definitely like kind of normal people until more and more people end up believing in them. But it's kind of that whole side of it all. It's just really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I will definitely have to check that out too. But My Hero Academia Vigilantes, just dropped. The beginning after
What's-
the end
True Blue Vortex.
just
God, I
dropped.
need to watch that too. I need to watch.
There's so much.
There's exactly, and that's just it too for me. Is it's like not only is there so much now that's coming out, but I have such a backlog as it is. Like I still have never seen Chainsaw Man, or Vinland Saga,
Yeah.
or Mob Psycho 100. I still
My
haven't finished
watch-
Assassination
Windbreaker
Classroom.
Season
Now I need
2.
to watch Bocchi the Rock.
My watch
There's
watch
just so
list
much stuff.
consists of 5% completed anime.
From Old
Truthfully.
Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman,
There you go. Witch
Sword of
Watch.
the Demon Hunter.
There's a lot. You just have to go into Crunchyroll and hit recently added and kind of like go perusing. Are y'all watching DMC in dub or JP subs? I have to watch Studio Mir stuff in dub because it's originally written by Americans. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah, I'm
traditionally
watching.
written by Japanese like a Japanese studio.
I watched the OG Devil May Cry in dub as well.
Yeah,
It
and
just
I mean,
seems
there's a lot
fitting.
of. There's also going to be a lot of pop culture references and stuff like that that might have to be localized to Japan.
No.
I'll be curious if everything fully translates over there. But yeah, I'd recommend watching it in English.
I'm on a seasonal isekai trash break right now. I've watched it all pre-2023, so I'm burnt out completely. Understandably so.
No. Yeah,
I find
I
it
just
funny
started
that
One
there's
Piece,
a lot.
so
People still trying to catch that golden goose with isekai. I mean, solo leveling is one of those things that is kind of part isekai, part fantasy RPG type of thing, but it's not like you may be going into true isekai territory. Well, we theories abound. Spoilers being avoided right now.
thank you.
The rabbit and the vice president is wonderful. I was for the longest
Yeah.
time I was like, is that Batman? Like, is that Bruce? Every time he spoke, and I was just like, I couldn't.
The
pinpoint
final
it.
re-roll that Kevin Conroy recorded.
Yeah. All right, let's get started with Daredevil, Born Again episode 8. We're gonna press play, and then you guys can watch along with us using the timer that's gonna show up once we press play. And then we'll hang out for a few afterwards to discuss it, and if you guys want to talk about anything else. But we're gonna press play in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. God, I forgot how much of a porcupine he was at the end of that fight. Dude had like 20 different knives stuck in him.
Also, if you guys wanted to watch the first episode of Lazarus after this, I'd be down for that. Just saying.
I've been reading the Daredevil comics a bit, and the way Daredevil sees the Spot is crazy.
So good. Blue roses. I thought you had to soak white roses in the blue liquid.
All right.
Yeah.
Somebody's going out there and pouring Powerade in the rose bush.
The idiocracy.
It's got what plants want.
It's got electrolytes. Are we gonna see Bullseye? I don't want to. Get out. Yeah. Hey, see, that's what I'm saying. Out.
Hands up, now hands down. Back up, back up. Tell me what you want to do now.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Am I being presumptuous in saying no one's gonna be able to hurt him?
I mean, his hands are still bound. I don't know if they're just gonna keep him that way.
I mean, it's torture. What it is to put someone like that into general population.
You get the crap beat out of him constantly.
You know,
Is I think you talked about this in the first episode, but Bullseye is also trained very heavily in hand-to-hand combat, right?
oh yeah, yeah. No, he can handle himself for sure.
Yeah, his whole shtick is literally anything in his hands as a weapon, and like he doesn't miss. And he's got that crazy spine now as well.
This folder in my hands is more dangerous than that crossbow in yours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's purely thrown things, right? Or can he bullseye with ranged weapons like pistols and sniper rifles? Like, is he a dead shot or is he just like throw bullseye?
I think he also can shoot. He just prefers to see pain in people, which is horrible.
His preferred weapon is random bullshit.
It looks like she was working with him to kind of confirm our suspicions from last week. Yes.
He was surprised by the door. He didn't hear them walking up.
Also, surprising example of a hit dog hollering. Right?
Yep.
They're just boys. Daredevil's different.
He's cooler and sexier.
She has so much sex. You should know. I mean,
they're hiding behind masks. Mask is to hide the identity. It's interesting that he got snuck up on by the person that I've been being like,
But I'm not good. But baby steps.
he's such a good Wilson Fisk. I mean, you could still be tortured, not to create a case for you to remain in custody. The House of Cards is coming down.
Vanessa's gonna shoot him in the face.
Jesus.
I was gonna say, well, I was wrong, and then I got right.
I was gonna say, he ain't gonna be a Rush Hour 3.
He ain't gonna be in Daredevil season 3.
Fried Noodle says, "Do you think he died? I think he did." Unless you're asking about someone else.
I love that she's upset with him for taking some time, after getting shot in the fucking head, to like try and
By his
remedy the
surrogate
situation. Yeah. Like, I don't know. You're lucky he's alive.
I'm just saying, they don't seem like a reasonable couple.
It's true. Ain't nothing about either of them that's healthy.
He knows.
What do you mean he knows?
Doesn't he know that he's Daredevil?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
He
I meant.
played a fake Daredevil in like season 3.
Does Matt know he knows?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. Gotta hate you.
He plays that role so well.
You just swarmy.
Yeah.
Smarmy? I don't know how to say it.
Smarmy.
Yeah. It's too many M's.
It's fucking smug. Smug and
Stalked
slimy.
Fisked. Fried says he's so punchable.
For real.
That guy has a podcast, and I hate everyone who listens to it.
Dude, they're doing a really good job of making Fisk look large. With the camera angles.
I'm sure they play into it. They also give him risers too.
Jeez. Speaky says someone has a whistling nose. I keep my mic muted between talking, so it's
Might
not
be me.
I don't. I'm honestly not hearing anything. Yeah. On the door. Yeah. Yeah. The show's full of really good idioms.
Mm-hmm.
I want to steal the babysitting chaos. Hmm.
Still take the shot. They look like good stuff, man.
I've never
Right.
heard of a Melvinese. I might have to investigate for research purposes.
See if it's real or like place name thing.
You mean a noun?
No, like a placeholder. Is I guess kind of.
Just the way you say a name, place, thing. Those are nouns.
It's true.
No, it's not real.
What's not real?
Oh, Melvinese
Oh, the
whiskey. It's based on. It says it's based on Grace O'Malley whiskey. Ocean forged. Put your parental controls on Disney Plus. Watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity. I do feel like we've gotten some of the most violence and F-bombs out of any show I've seen on Disney Plus. In this
Oh
one.
yeah. Yeah.
Which I'm here for, because it's a normal word and everybody uses it.
His
I'm worried now.
also his semi-lisp. I don't want to come down on people with lisps, but his smarmy voice and the lisp is like,
Yeah.
Jesus. He also looks like he doesn't need a neck pillow on airplanes.
So what's gonna come down? Go down.
Is that Emma Frost? Just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna find out he's the fencer. And...
Yeah, they're probably gonna
Swordsman.
arrest him as Swordsmaster. If they know, which they probably do.
Why does she have to be so hot?
I was like, what? What?
Reapers!
Behind a vault door.
This musical motif is everything for Fisk. Did he just fix his jaw just by kind of like biting down on himself? Whoa. Well,
I was waiting for it.
well, what did what did Fried Noodle say? I swear to God, if he breaks out, what are you gonna
Right?
do?
I'm upsetty spaghetti right now.
Is he gonna crash this party?
Enough champagne to fill the Nile.
I think at some point, stories are gonna have to account for the fact that they should be checking their faces too.
It's just like you invited me out here to fire me.
Waiter's like, it's Daredevil.
Yeah, the task force is here, so they might be here to. He thinks arrest him, but it's to arrest Swordmaster, but he's going to out himself by thinking that they're here for him.
Ah, there he is. My guest of honor.
And actively during this conversation.
Yeah.
She was saying how I don't listen. I don't know. She wasn't paying attention.
During that too? What did I say? Hold on, let me listen to someone else. Jeez. This is like the real difference between Hobbs and Toretto. What the hell? I don't know what he was trying to do with the flash on. Just like, let me.
Crap.
I'm looking at the replay of me watching that scene, and I was completely gobsmacked. I don't like that he gets to be as close to her as he is right now.
That's because you're thinking, I can't see it, but I know she has a nice clavicle. Am I wrong? Were you not thinking that?
I'm always thinking that. I also can tell under clothes. I don't need to see it directly. Oh.
Damn.
So maybe she's not close to the other guy.
Better not her BB. I like how
Even
I like
doing
she-
that, I hate it.
I like how she was like, I'm with a white guy. and they play this song, he's gonna want to dance.
I do like that she said back to work.
Yeah. Dude. That guy looks like he's under duress. Saved by the spotlight. What's going on with the
I'm
vocals?
afraid of Bullseye coming in to drop somebody.
How are you gonna get that back? I'm just kidding. Oh, imagine getting stuck with that.
I'm fearful, or not fearful, I'm...
Is he gonna crash?
And the symbolism... He's right here, yeah. And the white suit with the red, like...
The
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going after Vanessa.
He's going to reveal it to her. Uh, Surprised no blood's dripping down.
The wound's cauterized.
By the metal.
God, the symbolism of them all dancing like that is so good.
Is he gonna save her?
Ooh, he saved Fisk.
Harith, you said something and then deleted it, so I don't know.
Damn. Whew. So this episode was hype. Yeah, he saved Fisk because Fisk wasn't responsible for it. The devil's coming out.
The shot, though.
God, the show! It's so good. Ugh. Damn.
Woo! That was fantastic.
Just the
Listen,
suspense of it all, too.
Man, that just changed everything.
I still have mixed feelings on the show overall, but like episode to episode, but like this was cinema, you know? I was worried, okay, they're pushing through things too quickly, but like if it was to get to here, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Element's cutting out as well. Cal's sentence about Vanessa got cut in half. I can hear the noise fade in and out. Element is cutting out as well, so it's not Video Ninja. It's either OBS failing or network based. Like every 5 words is heard.
Weird.
I'm not getting. Any
Just out of
indications.
curiosity, are you hearing me? Am I cutting out? Is this only related to those two? Because that might be an interesting turn of events.
I'm not getting any indication of network issues. So there might be a thing of Harith.
To be fair, Harith has had a lot of issues with internet-based anything.
Like my
So I
meters
do feel bad
my
for
meters
that.
are great. I'm streaming at 5 kbps a second. Your audio.
I'm pulling it up on my end here, too.
Both of your
Also, no
audio's
one else has
coming in.
mentioned it either.
Yeah, fried noodle says sounds pretty good here. Yeah, I don't have any like. There's no noise gates on OBS or anything.
Yeah. Sounds good with Logan as well, so...
And I mean, I've been hearing Cal in full sentences. So, Harith,
I
you
pulled
might
it up on
wanna-
my end here, too, and it sounds fine.
Yeah, Harith, you might want to take a look at that good old computer. Sounds good on Twitch.
Yeah, I pulled it up on YouTube, too, just to double-check, and... I hate the sound of my own voice, so that was terrible, but it sounds fine.
I'm not. I mean, it's the same feed going to both YouTube and Twitch, so there's no difference there. So, honestly, it might just be a computer thing. Like your computer.
So did we just have? Was it just the one episode, or did someone say 2 episodes dropped?
No, there's
just
only one
one.
episode.
Okay.
I know.
Sorry, I was just like chomping at the bit, just like
I'm here for it. I'm here
like,
for it.
why are we talking still, bro? Roll it, you know.
Oof, that
Yeah,
was
that was
a
really
very
good.
hype episode, though.
I'm having trouble piecing together what Matt might think he figured out because Foggy was celebrating early.
He was
Oh, yeah, he
probably.
was working-
Go ahead.
No, so that is what Foggy drinks when he wins a case, right? So now that he knows that he was celebrating early, he knows that he knew he was going to win the case. It was a slam dunk, which means that Poindexter wasn't acting alone. He was paid by someone, and then we just got confirmation that it was Vanessa.
So yeah, okay, so that confirmed to him that the hit was put out by someone who's going to lose the case.
Someone who wanted to silence Foggy specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Versus before, where it was like, is just a grudge against me, and Foggy got caught in the middle? Is this,
Yeah, it does. It definitely does kind of absolve Matt in a way where, leading up to this point, it was just him kind of thinking that him being Daredevil was bringing kind of all of this burden onto the people around him.
Yeah.
It's interesting. He was also able to say Foggy's name.
Yeah. That is true.
Oh, man. I again, a lot of the symbolism with this show that I've really loved is the parallel between Matt and Fisk. And
It's been surprising, yeah.
just A, the similarities between them, but also B, the fact that, like, visually they pair them together, right? They have so many mirrored scenes of, like, with Adam and stuff like that, right? Like, and Muse all at the same time, right? So there's, like, kind of the build up on both of them to come back to their sense of self. But then also visually here in this episode, right, with the red and white, and then the white and black, and just that they were all like the only ones at center stage too, and then the mix-up changing of partners, and then both of them getting close to like it was just good, man. The tension build up, all crescendoed there.
So I looked away for a bit. Who was the intended target?
Fisk.
Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we saved him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for you guys. Was Matt Jesus? Listen.
Elaborate.
Well, I'm just wondering if this was like, the blood of the lamb type situation with Fisk in the all white of, him essentially turning over a new leaf. And of course, her wearing all red. It's like a sin related thing. And of course it was her sin that Poindexter was doing. I think that's the whole thing. Or am I just going too far into it?
No, I mean, I think that's the nice thing with a lot of the symbolism behind a lot of it, right? Is in the story writer's room, I'm sure there's a lot of talk of like how to make the shot look good, but also like pull in visual ties from other things, be it, religious stories or just other stories in general. And like, there's always multiple, like when it's this symbolic, there's always multiple layers. So I would not be surprised if conversations like that did pop up.
And then also in this moment, just symbolism, like it felt like it was Fisk's all white, which I actually thought was a weird choice rather than have black accents or something like that would make it look better. I think they needed the white on purpose. And so having, you know, Matt sacrifice himself for his enemy, and then he essentially falls on the ground. The light turns red because Matt Murdock, you know, is dying. It turns red, and the last shot is upside down. So like now that's like hell. And then the devil's gonna come out. And I mean, I'm curious to see how we go from here, but I'm still piecing together what I believe the symbolism is.
I mean, I think there's elements of Judas in there too. At least the motivations, being mistaken.
Yeah, I can see that. The cinematography, man. It's been so good for this season of the show. Like, one of the things that I really did love that I took note of in this was the conversation that Matt was having where he was tuning out and stuff like that. It was such a good way to transition to a conversation in a different room. Because originally we just kind of hear the murmurs of it and we're kind of like, oh wow, he's checking out again. But then we're like kind of zeroed in on what they're saying. Like, hey, this is kind of interesting. And like as it does that, it cuts into the room and we're just there to like eavesdrop at that point. So like it's even enticing for us, the viewer, to be like, what are they talking about, right? Which is very much how Matt's feeling in that moment of like, you just can't help but listen.
I also love how, I mean, he does listening face, right? And he like, you know, quirks his head like a dog and stuff to show that he's listening to something, which just makes it that more hilarious when they're talking and she's like, "Are you here?" And he's like, like he turns into JD from Scrubs.
Right. You're doing the thing. I can see it. And he's not even here right now.
more recently, there was a skit on SNL called The One-Uppers, and it's kind of like this thing where they're like at a dinner and they're talking about all the things that they accomplish in life and all the good that they do. So they're like, it was with Jack Black, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm late, guys. I was over at Goodwill where I volunteer." And he looks at the camera. It just reminds me of the Twitch that Matt does.
It's just the out-of-body pause.
But I think this show, aside from it being really good, has really signified a marked difference between, not between, but a marked difference in what they can do on Disney Plus. Because, you know, I liked Miss Marvel and stuff, but like the tonality from show to show has sort of fizzled out, especially with Secret Invasion. Was it Secret Invasion?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a show. I don't.
It was certainly fizzled out by the end of that, at the very least.
Yeah, and this kind of breathes new life into, at least personally for me, my excitement level that I have for MCU shows. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like the way Andor kind of revitalizes Star Wars TV in a way that is more mature and dark and is a pure departure from just a Star Wars show, you know.
I mean, showing that you can have truly multiple tones like this, because I mean, I was back in it with Agatha all along. I thought that show was fantastic.
Yeah. Sure,
but
it's such a good show.
But I mean, tonally, these don't belong in the same, you know, stadium, right? So it's cool that it can do multiple things and do both of them well.
Yeah, it gives me hope for the MCU as a whole going forward, because it, like, admittedly, COVID had a huge impact on media as a whole, but then there's a lot of controversies and stuff like that they were juggling and things like that. So it's like, it makes sense. Yeah, exactly, right? So it makes sense that like there is going to be this patch of unfortunate circumstances, right? But I feel like honestly with Brave New World, Agatha All Along, Born Again here with Daredevil, like there's a lot of really, really good stuff coming out. And like, is it always going to be, you know, S tier? No. I mean, you can't look back at phase one of Marvel and also say it was all S tier either. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's
but
the same
I'm
with,
also on the side of the fence of like a 7 out of 10 is still a good experience.
But it's like what I've been saying about transitional content. Like, not every single Marvel movie is going to be Endgame. You know, and we can't have Endgame every year. And the same with the TV shows. Like, we're gonna have some that are just like, okay, that was cool to watch, but it's not really, you know,
Yeah.
like epic in magnitude. But you know, in response to Fried Noodles saying, I really hope they keep the Daredevil away from the multiverse stuff they're doing in the movies. I think at this point it would be really, really hard to keep anyone away from the larger picture of MCU. At the same time, though, I do think that I do think that they are aware that Daredevil serves a lot more value in the street level stories.
Mm-hmm. I could see him being like kind of the tutor of the Young Avengers crew that's getting put together with like Kate Bishop, Kamala Khan, and
that's
kind
what
of that
Clint's
whole.
gonna be, right?
I could see it being a combination of the two, depending on where they are physically.
I'm with Naldo's where ideally for me at least it would be a situation where we keep where we have crossovers, but these are still two separate runs, right? This is this comic run, this is this comic run. There's crossovers, cool. But then you go back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well,
That's why I liked the Netflix series to begin with the Defenders, right? Like it felt street level, it felt more personal, which I really liked.
And it gave its makers space to do their own creative thing in each one and tying them together. It feels like the MCU's gotten big enough to where that's difficult to do for these 80 projects. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, what I'm trying to get at is that he exists in the MCU now.
Yeah.
And it would be difficult for them to kind of insulate him from the rest of it. But at the same time, I do think that if they were to incorporate Daredevil into something like Doomsday or any kind of larger MCU project, it would be street level. Like, if we... It's kind of like seeing what gosh, what was the character played by the Sorcerer Supreme before Doctor Strange, or before Benedict Wong? Tilda Swinton?
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember her name.
Tilda Swinton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was her character?
They were just a Grandmaster. I don't know if we ever.
Yeah, it was
the ancient one. It's kind of like the same
one.
level as that. When the Avengers went back in time and visited multiple points in time in the going back in time, we saw what she was doing from a street level. Just like shooting at aliens and helping from where she could from the rooftop. It's kind of like this, right? If it's like a huge Avengers thing, he's not. I don't imagine them including Daredevil in like the larger ensemble, like Golden Path narrative. But if we were to see him like if we were to do a cameo in an Avengers movie, we'd probably see him like fighting at the street level. Like,
Yeah, I mean we've already seen him make a cameo in not an Avengers movie, right? But within Spider-Man, No Way Home.
And She-Hulk.
Yeah. And Echo.
See, and those are the crossovers I like, right? It's a crossover, but separate run. I'm hoping we can keep it here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because after Doomsday and Secret Wars, I'm going to be asking, how does it affect Daredevil and Fisk? Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that I'm the most like kind of sad about, I guess, in a way, is for me, Kingpin isn't just Daredevil's villain. He's very much a Spider-Man villain as well.
He's New York.
That's
villain.
true.
Yeah. And so, like, I do want to see, like, I would love if the new Spider-Man, now that, like, nobody knows Peter Parker or anything like that, like, I would be interested to see cameos from Daredevil there, because Daredevil and Spider-Man have kind of come across one another a fair amount. So that would make me happy. I would like to see Daredevil run into the X-Men as well if we ever get shows for them or movies.
Black Panther and, well, never mind.
But yeah,
say Black Panther and Storm, but
I mean it's hard to say. I know that like there's no replacing, what we had with Chadwick Boseman, but it is multiversal that could bring in a different Black Panther. Just that way the character has some future. But I also feel like the character has future already with Shuri, so I don't know.
Yeah. But they also have to plan it,
Yeah, they can't just throw it in. Like, it has to be done especially right.
But I mean, honestly, we are. I almost wish that the MCU died and they just started again. Personally,
Born again.
That may be crazy, but it feels like where we're going with Avengers Doomsday or whatever is going to be the comics' ability to shuffle the playing field, right, and come out and have new stuff and whatever. But it feels weird to have a whole bunch of movies to get up to there where you're like, I don't know. Never mind. That's a bad idea.
I think that there.
I think
there's possibility for them to do that without an extreme chronology reset, right?
I think that's what a lot of people are thinking Doomsday is going to be. Is kind of destroying our expectation of what to have out of the MCU by having, the 616 universe have an incursion with the Fantastic Four universe, right? And only one of them's going to survive, which means a lot of characters on either side are going to die. And so and then at that point, what we have left over is going to be, Doom World of just heroes from it doesn't matter where. We could have multiple different types of Spider-Man show up. We could have multiple people from the X-Men show up, and it doesn't matter anymore because we've shown that it doesn't matter anymore. So that way, whenever there is another controversy, they can recast somebody and be like, oh yeah, it's this, right? Like we're kind of starting over and we're telling stories with these specific characters, and then just go from there. I don't know.
Yeah, for some reason, I think, for me personally, it would be a difficult thing to toss out a lot of the narrative goodwill we have with a lot of the existing characters and just the world building that has been done. So maybe a soft reset, wherein like, the landscape looks completely different, but the universe is still the same, and all of what had happened still happened, and is still relevant. But it's not like a full-on reboot, right, where we kind of like just start over from scratch.
Here's my crackpot theory. The reason why, I mean, obviously it's green for Doctor Doom, right? But the reason why the new logos and stuff like that are all going to be green is also because we're going to see the tree that Loki's holding together fall apart. And
for
instead
sure.
of like Doom's going to find a way to not make incursions happen, or like not the incursions, but the noodly effect. I forget what they called that.
Branching?
No, they were branching, but it was when a timeline died and everything got spaghettified. I forget what they called that.
They actually did call it spaghettification, but there was another word in there as well.
There was another word, and I can't remember what it was exactly. But basically, prevent that. But now, at this point, we don't have a tree with branches. We have spaghetti. And because of that, now it doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. Whatever, we can have characters that are wildly different, right? Like when we saw at the end of What If, how it's like, oh, that's a like a Captain Marvel, but also is a vampire and the Hulk at the same time, right? It's like, whoa, what? So like, just the kind of chaos of it all is gonna happen at that point. I don't know. I'm not pessimistic about Marvel's future. I'll say that. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, the primary caveat here being we don't know. We don't know what they're doing. This is all speculation. You know, I think
Yeah.
I think my prevailing theory is with Doomsday is largely kind of like sprinkled here and there in agreement with Chaco and Cal. I do think that bringing back the old X-Men is primarily there to kind of create the sense that this is another universe, but then something happens where the MCU version of the X-Men is introduced in that manner, and we kind of have this James McAvoy, Patrick Stewart moment where you know they're head to head and you're like, this is your responsibility now. You know, and then James, oh gosh, that was such a freaking beautiful scene between the two, where James McAvoy's Xavier. He was like, I can't do this, and Patrick Stewart was like, you gotta. This is
you
can
now. Because it's been done.
Because you must.
So figure it out.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like what was I gonna say?
I mean, essentially, just do Days of Future Past.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot riding on the new Fantastic Four movie, because we know it's not from 616. So like, it's got to show us more from this other universe. I feel like.
I mean, yeah. They're their own movie, so they're certainly going to be in their own universe, their own Earth, so to speak. With
Yeah.
all of the,
Oh,
all right, bye. With all of the, what is it called? Googie architecture.
Googie.
Yeah, with all of the Googie architecture in Fantastic Four, stands to reason that none of it is matching anything on the MCU right now. So
I think they've already confirmed that like it's from a different universe or like a different reality.
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm curious. We shall see. We shall see.
When does Fantastic Four come out?
That's a good question. Soonish.
Soonish. I barely even know-ish. I'm just kidding. I barely even know-nish. Actually, I have hope for Fantastic Four, which makes me more upset about RDJ Doom.
July 25th.
It's a different universe. The same day as Superman, which is going to be insane.
Yeah.
Wow, are they really?
Uh huh.
It's like Solo all over again against Endgame. Honestly, though, if
I don't know.
you are, I mean, if you've got the stamina, people are gonna watch both.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and watch both.
I'm gonna try
At the
to
very
find
least,
a
watch them
ticket
both
for,
opening weekend.
I'm gonna try
Right.
to find like a time window where like
You can go from one
Superman
theater to
is-
the next.
Yeah, Superman's 5 to 7:30, and at 8 o'clock is Fantastic Four.
This is why I wish I lived back up in Minnesota, because I wouldn't doubt that the Alamo Draft House there would do a double feature. Where you could watch, they would have two different double features where it depends on which one you want to watch first.
But guys, help me manifest this thing that I'm hoping to get. If it happens, we can even help you fly out for Superman and Fantastic Four.
Cool. Don't even.
And we can have like a party.
That would be rad. Especially because
If
I'm
anything, it's
a-
for that because you get to watch 2 movies.
Mhm. I'm a self-proclaimed Superman hater too, and this movie actually has me excited. So that would be pretty fun.
I'll be there for both too. I just did a movie marathon on all of the Indiana Jones movies the other day. Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, the reason I'm more willing to do it, Cal, and this is something that you should consider when you plan on refusing generosity, is that when we make content on it, I can expense your travel under Dyad and the Force.
It's true. That is true.
Internet pooped out, says Darth Chaco.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I would be, flying him out here to go to Disneyland.
It'd be to sleep on the floor and watch movies like a degenerate at like 2 in the morning.
No, but it's for business purposes.
Yeah, it's for content.
What did I just miss? I was just kind of floating the idea that, for Superman and Fantastic Four being 2 movies in the same release window, or at least at the same time, we could fly Cal out here for a work trip to see both and to record some content in person. And yeah, that's what you missed. I was off. They're about a week apart.
That and we miss you.
If they're a week, well, it'll be even easier if I can manifest this thing to happen.
Manifest.
Because then we can fly you out for the week and
That would be rad.
put you up in like a motel.
No, like I said, you'll just lay down like a piece of cardboard on the floor and be like, lay down. I'll
True.
have a switch tooth by then, hopefully, depending on... I feel like that's when that comes out, right? Somewhere before there. I would have something to do while sitting on the floor.
Monorail. I remember at one point they were the same week, but I think one moved. Either way. Wait, Superman is July 11th, Fantastic Four is July 25th.
Okay, that's too long then.
Yeah. Cal's gonna have to borrow a dog's bed. I have a couch.
Fall asleep in chairs.
Yeah, but that's pretty.
That's
Pretty
unfortunately too long.
wide gap between the two.
Mhm.
But we can find other reasons. We can find maybe a con. Who knows?
It's very true.
But I'm certainly writing off Dyad Con. But I think that'll do it for this Yoda's Hut. Fried Noodles, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah,
Welcome.
thanks for being here, Logan.
Welcome to the Dyad in the Force network.
Omniverse.
This is one of our casual just chatting streams. You can find us officially on Fridays at 5 p.m. on Dyad in the Force main live. where we talk about Star Wars and fandom there in more of a structured manner, but this is just us kind of hanging out. As you can see, Darth Chaco pooped the internet. I mean, the internet pooped.
At least it happened then and not during the episode. That would have sucked.
You'll get
So
a
it was a good
Switch 2
episode.
for like $1,200 because Cheeto is a moron.
Yeah, right.
We're looking at, if the economists are right, we're looking at a 6% price hike on electronics. So what is it? $499 they announced for the Switch 2?
With Mario Kart. 450 or 449 without, but I would be getting the Mario Kart one because it's Mario Kart, and I love Mario Kart.
It's not that bad. It'll be $475.
Then after tax,
But-
you're looking at
We still don't, we don't know. That's just economist predictions. The market could very well just plummet into Trump depression. You know, I'm not looking forward to anything that I have to pay for expense wise during this time, especially in LA.
nope.
I'm guessing base will become $500 and $550 for market Mario Kart bundle. Who knows?
Probably.
Who knows? It'll be more expensive. That's the definitive on that one.
Yep.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out while we watch Daredevil episode 8. Catch us next week, next Tuesday on the 15th for the final episode
finale?
of Daredevil. Daredevil.
Daredevil.
And we'll be joined on Friday with Magic by Michaela. Which is, we don't really have much of a topic to talk about, so we're just going to be vibing off of her magic because she's such a fun and bright and happy person. But thank you for tuning in. That's it. On to the next one.
For light and for life.
We are all taking bullets for Fisk at some point. I'm just kidding. No, we are all waiting to take our shot with BB.
Back to work.
Bye, guys.